casting. I'm live, and I know nobody's gonna watch this, and it's awesome. But I'm just here to show Minecraft. Look, crazy. I've been building a village, and it's not finished yet, but it looks pretty nice so far. Let's take you to the ground level. Alright, so we have main entrance here. Pretty snazzy. This place is Wilhelm, the gated community. Because mostly walls. Yeah, 2 sets of gates. A little market. You know, things are nice. These are some very put together housing for some of the merchants. I haven't finished them. And if you go up here, I'm gonna put more stuff like right here. Iron Golem. There's farms. That's pretty nice. Some walls over here, and I still need to finish this area. This is a big project, so you guys know. Some more farm. It's 2 houses. Wow. Some more farm, and this farm stretches all the way out here. It's pretty nice. There's a lot of loose potatoes everywhere. That's the only thing the villagers grow, I guess. There's a little farm right here, or no, a little trading farmer's market. There's a church that I haven't finished. Another farm. There's like this very scenic view of the upper lands from here. The cliff lands, I guess, I don't know. There's another farm, yeah. There's a storage house, someone's sleeping here. I like to imagine this is like a little bed of wheat that they just sleep on, or hay, I mean. There's another house, church. There's a horse here that I'm gonna get rid of, put him somewhere else. There is a ranch thing right here, where this guy originally wanted to make something here. Then they built the wall, and now he has a lot less land, so he just makes do with what he's got. He's got this little pond right here. Very nice, very cool. There is this, I'm planning on putting this for horses so that they could just park while there's this entrance. It looks pretty nice. Over here it leads into the labor hills, where that is a mine, and this is what is it? The lumber mill. They work together in unison. Over there is lore. You know, all the cool, snazzy, sick, awesome stuff. And this land is actually really nice. I mean, look at that. The whole thing. This is a bar. Wow, still not finished. I would ask for help on this thing, but it's a pretty big and arduous task. I'm pretty much the best builder I know. I would like help, but I don't know. Here we have a smaller lumber mill section. This is where the actual company takes place. Like this, they distribute, they start building stuff, while over there they gather the logs. So this is a separate company that sells to this city. This is layout for more buildings that I haven't finished. This is a store, I believe. Yeah. Another farm. These are storehouses, I think. I just haven't filled them in. I like the look of them though. They look pretty nice. And there's just a little thing right here. Look at that. You get a whole view of the mountains and all the houses. This place is nice. And over here we have the supported hills. The supported hill. The cliff, whatever. And I really like how this one came out. Alright. Moving further upwards, we have building, nothing inside. We have one that's under construction, and I mean that literally, because that's this whole thing. Because after their war that this village, or that this town fought in, they took in refugees, and now they need to build like a crap ton of housing. This is some housing for the wall. Just I need to put a door. Like just some bedding, some weaponry. We have these bells, just so that it can alert everybody when there's danger coming. Here we have more of the crowded section, which, you know, is pretty nice. This was more built out of one style, because it has this nice open area, and also out of necessity, just because, you know, there's a bunch of refugees, so they need to put all this cramped quarters. Yeah, I think it looks nice. This house still under construction. These two are still under construction. There's the Watchtower. I'll get to the wall bit in a second. Here we have a little cliff with some more housing. There's the town hall. And here's one of the splits where you just go down to the section. This is the armory, where they keep all the stuff. I'm gonna add more to this, of course, but there's gonna be like a whole giant basement under here. Then we'll just take a look inside the town hall. This is where the mayor lives, you know, shipping, whatever. I need to outsize this, but this is a pretty nice office area. Get a nice view over here to people working, doing their lives and their stuff. Yeah, it's pretty nice. And then this I'm gonna probably tear down and put like a little plaza thing right here. Right here is the Blacksmith House. I'm gonna finish it up, but for now it's very bare bones. Yeah. Right here is a giant cliff where the wall met right here. And there's a reason for why this part is like that and not over there. There's this whole area up here. Another house. This is one of the untouched houses. That's pretty nice. From the original village. This little dirt floor thing is supposed to be another storehouse. Yeah. Let's see. Where was that? Okay, the wall. Go up here. There's this whole entire wall section. I really like how this part came out. It came out really good in my opinion. Cause this, you have a whole thing like layering. Then you got this part right here. Yeah, I'm excited to work on this. Then you have the wall, and also right here is more like a rest spot for all the weary travelers. Yeah, let's continue with the wall. So you go up here, and ooh, you get this view. It's not that great, but they had to do it just because there was other land here. Then the Watchtower, the thing people in this city fear and know to respect. So you can practically see the entire city, almost. Over there you can see where the enemies come from. You can see the hillmans there, as well as the sunrise, which is pretty nice. Here's some more of the wall. You can see a bit of Labor Hill over there. Yeah, there's that, of course. Yeah. And I really like how this thing came out. Cause look at it. It looks sick. Alright, now come back down. This is really the only holdout spot with like some beds, just so that people in the Watchtower can take shifts and sleep in. This is a full-on wall. Sure, you can climb onto the roofs, but you know, it's whatever. Built this entire thing by myself. I built everything here by myself, man. Like, it's crazy. Over here. And these logs, the reason why they're there is in case something tries to come up and they can just drop the log on them. Which is pretty nice. It works in theory, but it more works over there, which I'll show in a sec. That's not important. Here we have this cliff leading right into the, what is it, the blueberry bog, I think? The blueberry bog. And, yeah, it's pretty nice. Here we have the rancher's house. All with a very nice view. Chain. Yeah, I really like this part of the wall. Because it's like going on a highway. This is more lore into like the deities of this world and all that. I'm gonna make a whole thing about the lore, but whatever. Here we have the Holy Lands, the Shattered Hills. Just look at that. There's a whole myth and legend with this one, where there was a conqueror that tested his power against God, and so God retaliated with lifting up the entire mountain, showing his strength, and the conqueror backed off. So yeah, we have this. This part isn't finished because I haven't done this part. There's a little pond. So over here, since it's on a hill, they drop the log and then it rolls all the way down, getting all the people there that were trying to invade, specifically these guys. They're not there anymore since these guys won the war, but you know. Originally, there was a wall here, but the invaders took it down, destroyed it, tried heading through here, but since there was this wall over here, they couldn't climb it, so they were just stuck fish in a bottle, or fish in a barrel. And yeah, they can't really use these like divots to try and climb it through, because it's too steep and too narrow. Even if they did climb through there, they would only end up like over here, and then even still they would get taken out by the wall right here. And plus the archers can just come down here onto the side and just, you know, rain hell. And yeah, the reason why there isn't much protection over here is because, you know, there's a giant moat that's dried up. There's Labor Hills over here, which the invaders went through there, took it by surprise, but they won. The Blueberry Bog is a natural defense, since it is 100% toxic to go through. Like, any water you touch will burn you. If there's all this land that's right here, it still is filled with the water and it's all mush and mud. So it's super dangerous to go through, and it's not really that worth it if you're in a battle. And if you stay in there for too long, you'll start turning bluish, and you know, you get a whole virus type deal. That's why it's called the Blueberry Bog. And yeah, the whole reason why this is here, there's a belief within this town of giant gods were fighting, and they used swords the size of mountains and just stabbed into like the hillside trying to get at each other. So that's why most of this is like that. That's why they say this is like this. questions it. This one, they say that Atlas, I think his name is Atlas. I don't know what I made up for this one. He tethered down some rocks to keep them from floating away. It's because he really liked it. I plan to put more of that around, like probably over in the Blueberry Bog. That is the Old Kingdom. That's more lore that I'll get into later. This is the merchant city of, what was it? Austinbar? Austinbar. Yeah, Austinbar. This is a little merchant island. It's a port, but they seceded from there, became their own independent thing. So they started building houses, and you know, they trade with the village. They trade with Wilhelm. It's all nice and good. There's a little bit more lore to that, but other than that, it's just a little simple. After the war, they just became their own thing. And down the river over here, we have Moss Skull Stronghold. After the invaders took out most of the castles, most of the monarchy stuff, pirates took over this castle and made it their stronghold. Well, instead of becoming pirates, they later started putting their ships in the walls to make them stronger. And, you know, they now live here, completely independent. They're not really pirates anymore. They do pirate, like they steal stuff, but they're more just the community. They serve the captain still. It's a kitchen. Yeah, I had a blast with this one, just because I could do whatever I wanted to, basically. Got a bunch of hills right here. This is mossy section. There's a whole tower right here. I'll make a tour of this later for Moss Skull Stronghold. Right here is the ship that they used. Ooh. Oh shit. Okay. I'll take a look at that later. There's the ship that they used. I forgot what I called it. But it's pretty nice. Yeah. I think it's called Deliverance or something like that. They're waving the colors. Yeah. And even here they have their own spot, like protected. They go through here when the tide is high. Sail all the way around here. Dock for a bit. If someone tries to get through, they're only going through here. And the ship can just go through here, no problem. This place is called Cove something, but I forgot. The Hidden Cove? Whatever. But yeah. And it's all nice, right, and pretty. Of course, we have the Hillman, where he just watches and makes sure there's no danger. He's pretty much on par with the Watchtower, except he has more of a view, just all around. Also lives here, definitely. Here's the castle of the old king. I'll have you guys take a look at the town of Gulch and the invader lands like later on, just because actually I can do like a quick skim of things and then show you guys the whole thing later. I'm gonna do that. But over here, it's not really something to do with the lore, it's just something to do with like a different story. Here it is. Here we have the O12 mining facility. It's a bit of a tonal change from the other stuff. Just maybe a quick look inside. But they do mining. They came from a distant world and now they're here. Maybe this is the alien planet. Who knows? Now they're all mining resources with the caterpillars or the centipedes, whatever they're called. And yeah, no one knows what they're doing here. Ooh, swiggy. They have their goals, only the higher ups know, but I really had fun building this and it's really nice. Yeah. Also, this area is really cool. I have a whole story of someone who fell down here by accident, landed in the water. You know, they discovered that. It's pretty neat. Alright, but to the invaders. You'll never guess what they are. I still have 0 people watching. That's fine though. Alright, so with the invaders, they wanted to invade the land. Originally, they wanted to establish a kingdom. These guys saw them as a threat, so they wanted to attack. They got in war. The portal that they built, these guys demolished it after the war was nearing its end. They destroyed the little stronghold that they had here, their statues of their gods. And so in retaliation with other bases, they opened up another portal here at Labor Hill. And they had a whole skirmish and attack. They lost, however. This is supposed to be covered up, but this is just so I can get in here. They built like a defense. So, with the invaders, they had a plan to try and take over. They wandered into the overworld light all the way over there with a different castle and strongholds, and then they slowly started losing. They ran out of materials, basically. They didn't run out of materials. They started running out of men and like actual resources. So they had an attack done on their castle. It's not in ruin yet, just because I'm not done with it. Well, partially right there. They had an attack on their castle, which left them vulnerable. So the beasts of the Nether came in, just ravished them all, and took what they did. And so now that the war was over, they took refuge here in this one pillar, in this one stronghold. All the survivors and refugees are just living in this one thing now, since they don't have the strength to take back the things, to take back their castle. And you can see here that they're living on blankets on the floor and cut in like walls that have been carved out. Right here is a little statue to the fallen. Remember the fallen, place a candle. We have meat cooking on the fire. Here we're gonna have like farm, like animals. Communal sitting. Here we have the vault. They still wanted to keep their gold, all that they could, so they just put it right here. And piglins, hint, 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 wink, wink. This is basically their origin story in my mind. And as they slowly started to be here, like living in squalor, they started to turn into the pigmen. Down here, they have forage and make all their weaponry that they had to make, or that they had to repurpose just for the rest of the castle getting destroyed. Here's another place where most of the Watchtower security are. This is not part of anything. This is a little private room. It's nice. And yeah, so that's their story. How the pigmen tried winning a war and got demolished for it. And they went all the way over, crossing the Dead Sea, Soul Sand, crossing the Dead Sea to this bridge that they found here. This was here before they started building all their stuff. Like, they found this, and they opened the portal at the very end, and it led them to a desert. They started building in the desert, had people there, and the desert people would mine, since the desert had rich minerals and resources. Let me set the tone. and eventually they started to become a mining town. So they built all this here. Their lives just consisted of get resources from the pigmen people, mine in the mines, you get your free time at the end of the day, sleep, repeat. And they, after the war was over, didn't get any resources, didn't have to ship any resources, and they became the town of Gulch. They primarily live in beneath the sand, just because it's cooler, and if there's any sandstorms, it'll blow like right over them. They have like this little forge type deal. This town mainly runs on minecart. That's why there's one going through the streets, because then you can just ride it on your way to work, take materials up there, do whatever you need to do. Yeah. So they were pretty much lost after the war, and so they just started building up their town, trying to make the best of it, until, the reason why they're on the orange sand instead of like the white, it's because the white sand was deemed too unstable, and it got way too hot on the white sand rather than the orange one, so they just wanted to keep clear. There was efforts to build stuff over here, but every time they would put up a support beam or try and dig something out, it would collapse. So eventually they just gave up on it and just left it. And they have so much iron for all these rails that they just build whatever. It's because this town is super rich in materials. So they sent out a few people to come and live over in the white sand near the river, just so that they could get water and make food. These people built like these huts, and they ship food and stuff back and forth until they discovered, through like going on the river, that there was another town. There was like another civilization over here, that they could make the food and they could have an alliance. I haven't finished it, but yeah, it's a pretty small place. I plan to make them more into farming. And this place is much cooler than the white sand over there, as long as you don't venture too far. It's because there's a bunch of water here and the ocean. This is deemed the Holy Lands. You can't build here, you can't stay here, and that is a little sneak peek into what is to come of here. This was originally a glitch, but I'm keeping it. It's part of the lore. But yeah, no one is allowed here other than to pray, worship, whatever. We have the Mangrove Forest, which became a really nice thing. Look at it, it's freaking sick. But yeah, they will occasionally collect like food or something from here, but you're not allowed to stay in there for too long, because of the god they believe in. I plan to put farm right here, just for Gulch. Yeah, I had fun building Gulch. It was really nice. Also, look at the detailing on the walls. It was pretty cool. The quality of life here isn't that great, but they have a home and they'll make the best of it. They don't want to go into the nether either, just because the place where it is all ashy. Let's see, let me show you. There we go. It's like, since it's I forgot what this is called, but it's all ash, so it'll get into their lungs and they have to leave like immediately. But yeah, I have an entire story for this place, the whole god system. I like that really much. Still a lot to do, but you know, it is whatever. I mean, hey, it's this or get a girlfriend. This one's easier. Look, 20 houses, 20 Minecraft block built. But yeah, I really enjoy doing this. It's really fun. Yeah, the Holy Lands are right here as well. There's two different ones, I know. But I feel like this one has more of a cultural significance, just because God lifted up the mountain to show superiority against the conqueror. And the old king's castle. The invaders, they came in through a portal that they opened up by surprise. Completely stormed it. It was complete massacre by both sides. Yeah, now the castle is just in ruins. Refugees of this castle had to leave. The king stayed, and you know, there's like legends and folk tales of sometimes in the castle you can still see his light. You can still hear cries from the citizens there. Yeah, I like it. It's pretty cool. I have an entire world for this thing. That's crazy to think about. But yeah, instead of after the king fell, they moved here since this was already built. It was more of like a it was more like a farming place, but everybody had to move here, and so they made a mayor, they made democracy, just for all the people that were there, and since the king was gone, and he left no successor. They handled things pretty civically, but, you know, that doesn't say that this place doesn't have its problems, because pretty soon they're going to have a food issue with the overpopulation. And also a little bit of a drain on resources since the houses they're building at such a rapid rate, as well as the walls. Yeah. The ironic part about this is that if the invaders got their strength back and they wanted to attack again, they really could. Like, they would put up a great fight and even, like, win. Because these guys just came back from a war, they have a ton of refugees here. Like, not enough food in the slightest. Alright, well, this was fun. Streamed because I'm at home right now instead of at school because reasons. Yeah. Have a good one. Enjoy evening. That's it. Goodbye. How do I turn it off?